Like most change, the smoking ban came with a few unintended side effects, like a mass of smokers pooling just beyond the ban's reach. They're moving me one more time. Right now I'm standing at the Illinois Valley Fire District Fire Station because this fire just keeps moving. You'd think a winter storm bringing tons of new powder would be good for a ski mountain, but it's when these high winds happen that the chairlifts swing back and forth, causing them to close for safety reasons and forcing skiers to try something different to get to the top. One man is dead after a plane crash along the Oregon coast. Oregon State Police is not releasing a lot of information, but here's what we know right now. They let me know they're just kind of waiting and watching. If anyone goes out on the water today, which it's not advisable, I would not do that. If they do, though, somehow get out there, they say they're ready with a helicopter. I'm going to show you a look at my shoe. I'm going to put a plastic bag on this in the car, but this is how people were getting stuck. This thing is covered with very thick mud, and it's like that all the way through here. It says they're going to be fixing some visual problems up on top, like cracks and crevices, but there's also some structural problems too. To get at those ones, they need to go underneath the bridge to get a good look at what they need to take care of. A new report says more and more people are being sent to the hospital because of a drug called spice, and the danger may be closer to home than you think. It's like clearing a stuffy nose that you've had for almost 2 years. Drivers are now finally able to hold their 65-mile-per-hour speed all the way through the Phoenix interchange. That was an oil bubble that led search crews to a familiar spot to dive again, but this time when they resurfaced, they finally had some answers. Today's search started off with high expectations, but the same difficult conditions. Choppy waves and very low visibility means divers are being pulled back and forth and blind 2 feet in front of their faces.
You could be right next to the plane and not know it.
And it turns out they were.
Our boat did hit on another object that was a little bit south and not very far from the actual search that we've been searching, maybe 100 feet.
The very first diver in the water surfaced after an extra long dive, and he said he saw someone down there. Just after the first diving mission this morning, they already think they found something. Now we're going to go pick up some more divers and get some backup to see if we can figure out what exactly is down there. The plane and one person's remains are what they found, but no sign today of the other 2 missing victims.
There's some 3 empty seats that they found down there, so you know, your guess is as good as anybody else's where the other 2 could be.
Salvage crews will come in for the plane once the area has been cleared for the other bodies, but for Ward and pretty much everyone else out here, it's not about the plane.
I'm not worried about the plane. I'm worried about bringing the 3 people home to their families, and that was my whole goal from the start.
And the hard work, dedication, and combined efforts from several different counties, community members, loved ones, and neighbors finally brought some clarity in dark times. Back in Southern Oregon, rural Metro Fire responded to several car crashes in the last 48 hours. This is a photo of just one of them from this morning, but for the most part, it's going to remain a great day to be a chieftain. In Rogue River, Spencer Wilson, Newswatch 12. Jackson County Search and Rescue was handing out these fanny packs today at their table, and they're hoping kids will take home some safety lessons too, along with the survival gear. Christian says they're doing everything they can right now to make their practice feel like a real game, and that includes the crowd noise too, which means they're going to be able to play at a higher level when game time comes. This ice could be the omen for something much more sinister. So we caught up with truck drivers to hear how they deal with the constantly changing road conditions.
Take it easy.
Clint's been hauling this trailer from Texas. He's heading to LA before heading home for the holiday.
At the end of the day, I want to see my family.
So he's taking it easy.
I got a big family, so I'm trying to get home to get that turkey on the table, you know, so I got to take it easy.
Preet tried to take the pass last night, but didn't get very far.
So it was not drivable stuff, so.
Now he's just worried about his fellow drivers.
Right now it's better, but it might be get more worse in the night.
Every driver handles the road differently, and for veteran drivers, that's the scariest part.
A guy come past you about 80 miles an hour, and it's snow and ice on the ground, and about 10 miles down the road, you see him in a ditch, flipped over. Never fails.
But these drivers say it doesn't have to end up that way.
Respect the road and your fellow people around you. Keep your patience intact.
John's put in a lot of hours on his tractor, but even more on the road as a truck driver. He's a Canadian who deals with icy roads often. He knows when things get dicey, you have to take the road seriously.
You got to respect it.
The road and the other drivers on it.
think people aren't going to do what you think they're going to do, because a lot of people are idiots.
All the truck drivers I spoke with today had one piece of similar advice, and that was to prepare before you start heading out on the roads so you understand what you're going to be driving through.